Did he do it, right?
Yeah.
I know you've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually. But I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties.
Yeah.
So a lot of the celebrity culture that you don't hear saying anything is because they participated.
Was there a reason you never went to those parties back in the day?
I'm just not with all that freaky shit. Like all of the stuff that he's doing, I'm not into that type of stuff. I'm just a little more, maybe you could say basic or normal.
It's not our fault that Usher didn't want to get fucked by Diddy anymore. It is not our fault that Usher didn't want to get fucked by Diddy no more.
Don't hit me no more. Kick in the door, waving the 4-4. All you heard was Papa, don't hit me no more. Let's go. Kick in the door, waving the 4-4. Hey.
Certain feeling, and I felt a certain way when Usher got on Shay Shay. And I don't mean to mention other people's platforms, but he got on Shay Shay and he mentioned how great and how good Puff taught him and everything. You know what I'm saying? About the business, right? I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation...
Explosive accusations surrounding Sean Diddy Combs are shaking the entertainment industry, sparking major concerns about influence, power, and what may be happening behind the scenes at the very top levels of fame. Allegations involving Sean Diddy Combs, also known globally as Diddy, have reportedly escalated in both attention and seriousness, casting a growing shadow over parts of the music industry. As public scrutiny increases, various unverified claims have emerged online suggesting that the stress surrounding the situation may have had a personal impact on Usher, with some reports even speculating about possible medical involvement. However, these claims remain unconfirmed. The developing narrative has led to wider discussion about what may have taken place behind the scenes, raising questions about whether the public is only seeing a limited and incomplete version of a much more complex story.
Because I know the topic is sensitive. What happened to Usher?
I heard about some music executives from the industry back in Harlem. You know, I heard it from some music executives back in Harlem. And I'm not going to speak on their name. They doing programs and everything like that. And they may be doing something, they may speak on it themselves. But I heard it from some music executive.
What did you hear?
Bro, you know how people be talking and we was around some people, something like that. And then some people might say, yo, I don't F with that dude. And at the time, I didn't know who the F Usher was. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those type of situations. And when somebody say, yo, man, I don't F with them niggas. I'm getting out that industry and everything like that. You know, Puff sent this little kid to the hospital. How he sent him to the hospital? Man, nigga bleeding from the butt. And that's what was said. Oh, I didn't even have a name for the kid at the time.
The story traces back decades to a defining moment in Usher's early life, when he was just 14 years old and already recognized as a rising musical talent. Recently signed to LaFace Records under the guidance of L.A. Reid, he was stepping into an industry full of opportunity, but also intense pressure and high expectations. In an effort to further develop his career, Reid arranged for the young artist to move to New York City and stay with Sean Diddy Combs, who was then one of the most influential and energetic figures in hip-hop, known for his bold vision and fast-paced lifestyle. The arrangement was meant to help shape Usher's artistry and accelerate his rise in music. However, this period has since attracted renewed attention, with people looking back and questioning what that experience was really like behind the scenes, and what impact it may have had during such a formative stage of his life.
We want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close to the bed. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did.
No, I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. Shout out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even, I don't want it to come close to the bed. at all. Usher look like he fresh off a goddamn plane. Usher.
Fresh off the garden stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, pause, but like, check this out. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early with me. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
What the f did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this with me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes, and we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen, that was fucking stupid. Listen.
This was far more than a simple relocation. It was a deliberate, high-stakes plan aimed at molding Usher into a fully developed global star. At LaFace Records, under the leadership of L.A. Reid, the vision was focused. Refine Usher's vocal identity, blend it with a stronger hip-hop influence, and build the stage presence required for international success. To speed up that transformation, Reid made a significant and carefully considered decision, placing the 14-year-old singer in the environment of Sean Diddy Combs, who was then one of the most powerful and fast-rising figures in the music industry. The arrangement, made with parental approval, reflected both strong ambition and a heavy sense of responsibility.
And I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
Camp.
what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's
In the 90s. Do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. But hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans, Jodeci, Mary J. Blige. They didn't know nothing about this shit.
Oh.
I was having a good time. You know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 a.m. with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than this.
And what do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem. I had like,
what
like a living.
Life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid?
Despite the controversy that later surrounded that chapter, it was publicly presented as a period of creative growth and artistic development. L.A. Reid has stated that Sean Puffy Combs played a role in helping refine Usher's early sound, strengthening his R&B foundation with a more pronounced hip-hop influence that aligned with the evolving direction of mainstream music at the time. This phase ultimately became a turning point in Usher's career, transforming him from a talented teenage vocalist into a rising force in contemporary R&B and setting the stage for his global breakthrough. Still, even with the clear artistic success that followed, retrospective discussions continue to surface around that era.
And his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that. He had already been to the hospital. That situation that Gene was talking about. And you still took Bieber there. But you got custody of him first. Diddy had already tried. They wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
It's horrible.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like. They're not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest.
Reports and memoir accounts have long described how Usher introduced a young Justin Bieber to L.A. Reid after recognizing his early talent and advocating for his potential at just 14 years old. Reid has also written about being impressed by Bieber's charisma and raw ability, viewing him as a rare emerging star with significant promise. At the time, this moment was widely seen as part of a familiar music industry pattern: established artists helping open doors for the next generation of talent. That introduction ultimately played a role in launching Bieber's rapid rise to global fame. Looking back, the situation is often discussed in a broader context about how young artists enter highly demanding entertainment environments early in their careers.
By a manager. His name's Scooter Braun. Flown out to Atlanta just to meet with him and meet different producers and different people. I was actually going to meet Jermaine Dupri at his studio. And who rolls up? Usher in his Range Rover. It rolls up, and I was like, "Is that who I think it is?" And Scooter was like, "Yeah." And so I ran up to him and I was like, Usher, I love your songs. You want me to sing you one? And he was like, let's just go inside, little buddy. It's cold out. So the politest possible way he could say no, he did. And I was like, wow, he just turned me down. And I was a little disappointed. He had to go into a studio session, so I was like, whatever. And a week later, he actually watched my videos with my manager and was like, oh my gosh, why didn't I let him sing? So flew me back to Atlanta where I got to meet him again, and he wanted to sign me. But there was something else.
Justin Timberlake, right?
Yes, Justin Timberlake also wanted to sign me. It was like kind of like, what happened was Justin Timberlake and Usher both went into a ring and boxed it out. And
Justin Bieber first broke onto the global stage at just 15 years old with his 2009 debut single, One Time. However, the groundwork for his rise was laid years earlier when manager Scooter Braun discovered his YouTube performances at around age 12. Recognizing his exceptional potential, Braun helped guide his early career, eventually connecting him with Usher, who became an important mentor figure. Usher later played a key role in introducing Bieber to L.A. Reid, a meeting that contributed to securing a recording deal with Island Records. Reid has recalled being immediately struck by Bieber's confidence and presence, sensing he was witnessing the early formation of a future global star. At the time, it was viewed as a classic discovery story, an extraordinary young talent being fast-tracked into worldwide fame.
Say, a man that groomed you, you gonna give him a pass. Bro, you know I know. Let me reframe you on something. Remember Usher? We was at the Swiss Hotel. Puff had Kim in the room. Had one of Keith Sweat's baby mothers in the big room outside the master bedroom. He came outside in his robe. She gave him a fellatio right there. His back was turned to me. She gave him a fellatio. You knocked on the door. I came and opened the door for you. Puff went in the room. You came in the room and kissed that girl dead in her mouth. Now I'm telling that because you taking up for somebody that you know and a lot of more people know didn't do you right.
When Justin Bieber walked into the room, he immediately displayed a surprising level of confidence, moving between piano and guitar as he performed with a maturity well beyond his age. Usher introduced him proudly, while L.A. Reid later described being impressed not only by Bieber's voice, but also by his natural stage presence and ability to hold attention effortlessly. Sensing something special, Reid moved quickly to explore the opportunity to develop the young artist's future, working through the necessary parental agreements while recognizing both his raw talent and standout charisma. Even small details of Bieber's image at the time became part of his early identity as a rising star.
I'ma tell you one time. I'ma tell you one time. I'ma tell you one time. One time when I met you, come on. Wow.
I ain't gonna stop you like that, but this is only a tease. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you, Island Def Jam recording artist, Justin Bieber. It's getting ready to go down. Just so you know, we're in the studio right now working on it. Get ready because it's gonna be big. Ain't that right, Justin?
That's right.
During those early formative years, Usher was reportedly around influential figures within Sean Diddy Combs' circle. Sack, who was seen at the time as a prominent presence in his professional development environment. While the arrangement was often viewed publicly as part of the broader mentorship culture in the music industry, later discussions have added more nuance to how these dynamics are understood. Over time, various commentators have reflected on what it means for young artists to be placed in close proximity to powerful industry figures at such an early age. Rather than focusing on specific claims, the broader conversation has centered on the pressures, expectations, and complexities that can come with mentorship in high-profile entertainment settings, and the long-term impact such environments may have on developing artists navigating fame.
Interview, and he told a story about how he went to Diddy house with Mace, and he fought the dildo in the sink.
I think that was crazy. I think that was out of, and then Mace said that was Puffs. I think he said Mace said that was Puffs, but Mace was in the bathroom with it. I don't know what that was all about, man, but that was real weird to me. That was crazy.
Crazy, man. But before we get off of that, right, I remember you told me a while ago that, you know, Mace, he used to live with Diddy, and he know a lot of stuff about Diddy that a lot of people don't know.
Man, it's a lot of stuff that Mace and Usher know that they ain't telling about Diddy. There's a lot of stuff that they know. Can you imagine, bruh? Can you really imagine?
What you mean by Usher, though?
Usher used to stay with Diddy, too, when he was younger. And this was years ago. So the locks ain't got nothing to do with what I'm saying. This the kind of... Man, listen here. It's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. But I want to talk about this lawsuit by Gunn, right? And I want to get your opinion on it. It's a part in this lawsuit where she alleges that she was at a dinner with Neo, Usher, and Jimmy Iovine. And Diddy, he punched Cassie in the stomach and no one did anything. How you feel about that?
They were part of the dinner and they watched Cassie get abused in front of... Puffy abused Cassie in front of them. And neither one of those men, and they probably security was around too, did nothing to stop what he had did to Cassie. Now that's just crazy right there, bro. That is just crazy. Usher probably got a daughter. Neo probably got kids, I don't know. Jimmy Iovine, you know, he taking about 15, 20 scoops of sugar in his coffee. So all those cats there, supposed to be men, watch that lady get abused right there in public, and they did nothing, brother. They did nothing. That goes to show you the power that he had mentally over them. Here go a woman witnesses, and this witnessing it, and said, they said nothing. Yo, man, stop, don't do that. Yo, not here, bro. Easy, nothing. Don't do nothing, say something. She said they didn't do anything and they didn't say nothing. That's the bad thing about it. If you're not gonna do nothing, open your damn mouth and say something. And that's a lot wrong.
Attention has recently been directed towards Sean Diddy Combs' past associations with Justin Bieber during the early stages of the pop star's rise to fame. Some media reports, including those cited by outlets such as US Weekly, suggest that Bieber has been unsettled by recent allegations circulating online and has been encouraged to distance himself from any past connections, a move that reports claim he has already begun taking. According to unnamed sources referenced in these reports, Bieber is said to be privately processing the resurfacing of older narratives connected to his early career. However, these claims remain unverified and largely based on speculation.
Welcome to the family, John.
No, slow down. Let's slow down, Justin. Okay. Let's slow down. Okay. One step at a time. But yeah, the keys is yours. When you get 16, you good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
All right.
Then when you get 18, you get the house. You get the mansion.
Okay.
Yeah.
The mansion. Yeah. So where are we off to now?
And where would you like to go?
I mean, wherever you want to go. Where we go?
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given custody of him. He signed up.
According to various reports, Justin Bieber's early rise to global fame came with significant pressure and complicated circumstances, while his mother, Patty Millett, is often described as having played a major supportive role in managing his rapidly growing career. Some critics have also pointed to the limited presence of his father, Jeremy Bieber, as part of broader discussions about oversight during his formative years. Industry figures such as Usher, who is widely recognized for supporting Bieber's early development, are sometimes mentioned in conversations about the level of guidance surrounding the young artist as he entered the music industry at a very young age.
Hey, young brother, everything's good? Selling out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot. But you never really got my number, so.
Right, okay.
My number?
Yeah.
Strange way,
Like Robin Big.
Yeah. It's like, exactly.
I'm big and you're Robin.
Yeah, no, I mean, to a lot of us, he's like a little brother. You know what I'm saying? He's not afraid to call and ask for advice. He's somebody that, in the industry-wise, the record industry is a strong family, and he's somebody that, we definitely have our arms around, and we want to protect him because he's such genuinely a nice person. Besides his talent, you know what I'm saying? He's one of the greatest kids that you could ever know.
Justin, Diddy bought his son a Bentley. Maybe, he could buy you one also while you're out.
Got me a Lamborghini.
Oh, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah, I know. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last time.
The Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Apparently not.
Something.
A recently resurfaced video showing Sean Diddy Combs and Justin Bieber has sparked renewed discussion online among fans, leading to widespread speculation about the nature of their past interactions. In the clip, Combs can be seen asking why the two do not spend time together anymore, a moment that has drawn attention and fueled curiosity across social media platforms. The video has since been widely shared, prompting debate about their past relationship and how it has been interpreted in hindsight. As with many resurfaced clips involving public figures, reactions have varied, with some viewing it as harmless interaction and others using it to raise broader questions about celebrity relationships and industry dynamics.
Wow! I feel violated right now. Wow.
Lean into me again. You smell amazing. How old are you?
Thank you.
How old are you?
I'm 16. I'll be 17 in like 2 weeks.
I don't ever remember smelling that good at 16. Like that was bad. Wow, look at your eyes. What music are you listening to?
Would you rather you have to be naked on stage during one full song, or drink a cup of blended worms? Answer Justin Bieber.
I have like little girl fans. I can't go.
My parents never gave me the sex talk. Okay. So why don't you give me the sex talk? I feel uncomfortable right now. Oh, why do you want to know this?
I want to know, like, why were you so infatuated with a child that wasn't yours? Were you grooming that little boy? I don't even want to start those conversations because that's not your child. You know what I'm saying? And for you to keep him that close, it's like you kept him that close because he might got your secrets because he's not your child. So if he's not your child and you that type of person with that type of character, you don't mind actually doing it to him when he finally reaches a certain age because he's not yours. And you know in your mind he's not yours. And now you keep him real close to you. You make sure he don't go to his daddy. Why? You make sure he's separated with him and you provide him with everything he wants. Why? You got one of them little Michael Jackson secrets? He got one of them secrets that he can't tell nobody because his legacy, his manhood gonna be, and not only that, his brother don't gonna look at him crazy. Only Puffy know, only God and Puffy.
About Puffy, right?
I don't know. All I'm gonna say is, I don't know.
I'll be sure, son.
All I'm gonna say is, who's infatuated with another man's son like that? Like that seemed like grooming to me. I got, oh, that's his daughter.